Okay, good afternoon. Today's Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, and welcome to the regular board meeting of the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees by video conference and telephone conference. And I call this meeting to order at exactly 5:44 p.m. A roll call. Ms. Weaver?
She was here.
Oh, I think she shut down and reopened, maybe.
Okay, we can come back to her. Ms. Silva?
Here.
Ms. Garcia?
Here.
Mr. Mendez?
Present.
Mr. Olivares? Mr. Rosas?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Carmen?
Present.
Ms. Garcia? Ms. Silva?
Here.
And Mr. Flores?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
I hear her.
I'm here.
Let's move on to consent agenda to business and finance, 2.1. Oh, by the way, 1.2, there's no public comments. We're going to go ahead and go to consent agenda. 2.1, request approval to accept gifts or bequests for 2021 school year. Question? Consent. 2.2, request approval of the budget amendments for 2021 school year. Question? Consent. Request approval to purchase the GPS ionizer with a 1-year warranty for each error handling unit at the campuses. Question? Consent. Request approval of the option to extend the proposal of the general merchandise and the service for any additional 1-year period. Question? Consent. 2.5, request approval for the 2021 unemployment compensation with the Texas Association of School Boards. Question? Consent. 2.6, request approval of the meals and catering services district-wide rolling bid. Question?
I have a question
Consent.
on that.
Okay.
I have a question on that, Mr. Lopez.
Okay, question, Silva. Okay, 2.7, request approval of the elections administrator for Cameron County for the November 3rd, 2020 election, trustee election. Question? Consent. 2.8, request approval of the notice of election polling sites for the November 3rd, 2020 school board election. Question? Consent. 2.9, request approval of the contract into the of the Cameron County Elections Department for the November 3rd, 2020 elections. Question? Consent. 2.9, request approval to amend the November 3rd, 2020 order of elections for the purpose of electing to the Board of Trustees for the San Benito CISD members to fill place 1, place 4, place 5, place 6, and place 7. Question? Consent. 2.11, request approval to add and delete account representatives for the Access Career Technical Education CTE bank account for First Community Bank. Question? Consent. Now consent agenda on administration. 3.1, request approval of the San Benito CISD asynchronous plan for the 2021 school year. Question? Consent. 3.2, request approval of the waiver to extend the start of the 2021 school year transition beyond the 4-week limit.
Mr. Lopez,
yes, sir.
I wasn't able to click the mute button, but I've got a question on the 3.1.
Okay, Mr. Mendez, you have a question on the synchronous plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, question by Mr. Mendez.
Thank you.
Okay, 3.2, request approval of the waiver to extend the 2021 school year transition beyond the 4-week limit. Question?
Question.
Question, Mr. Mendez. 3.3, request approval of the proposed amendment for the San Benito CISD student handbook for the 2021 school year. Question? Consent. 3.4, request approval of the proposed amendment for the school code of conduct for the 2021 school year. Question? Consent. 3.5, request approval of the state compensatory resource guide for the 2021 school year. Question? Consent. 3.6, request approval to revise the district's mission, vision, and core value statements. Question? Consent. 3.7, request approval to the revision of the 2021 compensation plan. Question? Consent. 3.8, request approval to update to the 2021 Texas Teachers Evaluation of Support System T-Test appraisal calendar. Question? Consent. 3.9, request approval of the 2021 Texas Principal Evaluation and Support System, TPES calendar. Question. Consent. 3.10, request approval of board minutes. Question. Consent. Can I have a motion, please, to approve under consent, under business and finance, 2.1 through 2.11, except for 2.6, and then in administration, can I have an approval for can I motion for 3.3 through 3.10 for the exceptions of 3.1 and 3.2?
So moved.
Please.
So move.
I got a motion by Mr. Mendez. Can I have a second?
Second.
I got a second by Ms. Weaver. All in favor with a show of hands, please. Motion carries. Thank you. 2.6, Ms. Silva, request approval of the purpose for the proposals of the meals and catering services district-wide rolling bid. Ms. Silva, you had a question?
Yeah, my question is, are they under contract, or is it just or how many years are we going to have of this proposal of meals and catering services? Are we going to be doing it on a year-to-year basis, or?
Yeah, it's on a year-to-year basis, and it's just, you know, whatever their prices are. We only have one person or one vendor that.
Who's that?
AGM Food LLC.
AGM?
They're offering 10% discount. And when we mean rolling bids is every quarterly, we put it out there so to have people join. So it's not that we only have one.
Okay.
We add to the list. That way they don't have to wait a whole year until the bid comes back up in case somebody wants to be wants to participate.
Okay.
So like
you
I said,
did mention.
months we give an opportunity to add. This is that's what we call it when it's rolling. This isn't the big one, but it's usually a 1 year period. This is posted on the website of all the vendors that participate.
Okay, you did mention that. I remember that. Okay, thank you.
Can I have a motion, please?
I move that we go ahead and accept 2.6.
Okay. I have a motion by Ms. Silva. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Mendez. All in favor with a show of hands? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to consent agenda under administration 3.1. Mr. Mendez?
Yes, on that one, I just want to know what the asynchronous plan is.
I know.
Any takers?
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Mendez. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Ms. Alaro.
Our asynchronous plan is the document that we'll be submitting to TEA. And this is the plan that's in place right now for our remote instruction. Asynchronous means that there's synchronous instruction. Also, there's non-synchronous instruction being done, being conducted. And students can be captured with their attendance either when there are 3 different ways. One of it is that they join their live instruction with the teacher. If they complete an assignment later on throughout the day, they're not able to come in to the live instruction, but they're able to complete their assignment. And another way is if they were to the iStation, we have different instructional computer programs. If they're complete one of those. So it's just, and then an email from a parent with a homework assignment. If they're not able to they're having some issues, they can also email or send their assignment via a text. So it's just the plan that it's in place right now while we're in a remote instruction. That's your asynchronous plan.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that clarification, ma'am. So I move forward on the approval to approve the asynchronous plan for the 2021 school year.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Mendez. Can I have a second? I have a second by Ms. Silva. All in favor with a show of hands? Thank you. Motion carries. 3.2, Mr. Mendez?
Yes, in respect to the 3.2, is this the document that will move our instructional days for June? Into June, or?
This is the waiver is an extent, TEA is giving 4 weeks, and this is in addition to the 4 weeks that TEA is giving this, then we're asking for another 4 weeks of remote instruction.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just for clarification, I know that we started today. So in essence, I guess through conversations, my understanding is that we're going to go through regular, through school all the way through mid-June. Is that not part of any waiver for this year to end school in May? Or, I mean, has that been a conversation with TEA at all?
That I'm aware of, no. They have not given any waivers for that. We do have to complete our 75,600 minutes regardless.
Okay, wow. All right. Well, sorry to hear that. Sorry, but I commend every single one of y'all for doing what y'all are doing, and it's looking good. It's looking really good. Appreciate it.
And I will just want to interject that it was good stuff happening today in all of our schools.
Yes,
Great
I did
stuff.
see that. I did see that, and I did experience some good responses, even the technology concept and everything to the T. I mean, it worked very well. Thank you very much for everything. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Carmen.
You're welcome.
Can I have a motion, please?
Yes, I make the motion to approve the waiver to extend the start of the 2021 school year transition beyond the 4-week limit.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion. I have a second by Ms. Garcia. All in favor of the show of hands? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, let's go on to action agenda. 4.1 discussion and possible action to approve the resolution authorizing of the selling of the 2020 ad valorem school taxes. Dr. Farm? Or Ms. Rendon?
Yes, this is the item that we discussed. This is the resolution authorizing setting the tax rate as we discussed. The 2 tax rates and equaling 1.3049. Also in that resolution is the discussion of the discounts of the 3, 2, and 1%.
I make the motion.
I have a motion. Okay,
Yes,
I have a
sir.
motion by Mr. Mendes. Can I have a second by Ms. Garcia? All in favor, please? All in favor? Raise your hands. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's go on to agenda item 4.2, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution authorizing to the use of excess funds for local to interest and sinking funds.
This is a resolution where we will be transferring the amount that we are lacking from the general fund, fund balance to the INS so that we can meet our obligations.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Mendes. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Garcia. All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries. Thank you. 4.3, discussion and possible action to appoint the representative of the Cameron County Appraisal District's Board of Directors. Can I have a motion with a name, please?
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion of Sylvia Garcia. She is a business owner in the San Benito area. And she's posed some interest on representing our district.
Okay. Do we have?
I got a quick question, Mrs. Weaver. What does your? I think he was the last one. Does he want to stay on, Mr. Weaver?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
he said that he would still stay on. Mm-hmm.
I put the motion on Mr. Weaver to see if we whatever process it takes. You know, either number 1, number 2.
Okay, so we already have one name on the board. We have Ms. Silva. Okay,
So,
I mean, sorry, Ms. Garcia. And then we have Mr. Weaver. Okay, so I guess we're gonna do this like any other vote. So we're gonna have to vote on this. Is that correct, Mr.? Okay. So, okay, for Ms. Garcia, can I have a show of hands, please, to support Ms. Garcia for the Cameron County Appraisal District Board of Directors? Okay. Okay, now can I have a show of hands for Mr. Weaver to stay on as the Cameron County Appraisal District Board of Directors?
We don't see you, Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question about.
So by a show of hands, Mr. Weaver stays.
Mr. Mendez, is Ms. Sylvia Garcia the realtor?
yes, ma'am.
Is she from Harlingen or from San Benito?
She's originally from San Benito, but she has a couple of buildings here in San Benito.
But she resides where?
Yeah, she
She resides in Harlingen?
Yeah, in Rangerville.
Okay, just wondering, Because I don't know, I didn't know whether they have to be from San Benito or not. Who can ask that question?
That's
'Cause I know her very well.
Yeah,
So
no,
different.
my understanding is that as long as they have a business in the San Benito arena, in the San Benito area, that's sufficient.
And they
Oh,
pay
okay.
taxes. That's
Yes,
it.
and they pay
Gotcha.
taxes.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, so it's Mr. Weaver, that was nominated by the board or voted by the board for the Cameron County Appraisal Board of Directors. Can I have a motion, please?
You already did.
You already did.
No,
You
we
already got
voted
it.
on it, but now we need a motion, don't we? Or no? The vote, okay. Okay, let's move on to 4.4, discussion and possible action to approve the application for the 2020 undertow marker for Bobby Morrow Stadium. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Lopez, we had a request from the San Benito Historical Society to place a state historical marker at Bobby Morrow Stadium in honor of Mr. Bobby Morrow, who recently passed away. I think it's a very appropriate gesture on their part, but it does require board consideration.
So move.
Okay, I got a motion by Ms. Garcia. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Silva. All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries. Thank you. 4.5, discussion and possible action to approve of the purchase of the weight room equipment for the indoor facility. Dr. Carmen?
Sir, Mr. Lopez, here you have a quote from by board approved vendor PowerLift. We initially thought we might be able to use some of the weight equipment in our current weight room. After looking at the condition of what's in our high school weight room, made the decision that we should move forward putting all new weight equipment in our new indoor facility at the 10,000 square foot weight room specifically. We have 3 bids from by board approved vendors. 2 were very close. Coach Gomez, between those 2, based on quality and warranty of the equipment, has made the recommendation that we approve PowerLift, and the total there of $381,975.81.
And these are all the weights he's going to need?
The weights, the racks, the benches, all the equipment in that weight room in the new facility.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not going to use any of the old weights, correct?
We will not, once we have the new ones in, we will go through our board approved policy to either sell or auction off the weights. Some of the weights are rusted, the benches are torn, and it's not going to match up with our state-of-the-art new facility by any means.
Dr. Carmen, and there's just, I'll make the motion after this. I'll make the motion on this. Just to clarify some of the conversations that are out there. In respect to the weight room, it is going to be utilized for all students, co-ed, from athletics to cheerleaders to everybody that has access to it. Is that correct?
It will be available to all extracurricular. So yes, every athletic department, cheerleading, dance, or bells, and anybody who lifts weights. I can't tell you if they'll be available to PE classes or not, but I can tell you all extracurricular.
Okay. All right. Well, I make the motion.
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Mendes, hold on. I just wanted to make a comment, Doc. I kind of got chills when you said you wanted to potentially use some of the weights from the previous weight room we had. But I'm kind of glad you went a different route, Doc. I mean, if we're going to have, one of the largest, for sure the largest in the Valley, indoor multi-purpose facility, I mean, we're going to promote ourselves as a gold standard in education. And, I kind of think that that facility needs, the top of the line, of course, with restrictions and keep us within budget. But, our kids deserve the best, Doc. And I really appreciate you, going out there and putting everything new in there, because that's what that's going to be a huge eye opener, for the Valley and for the state, because this conversation is going on everywhere. So I want to thank you for that and finding the money and Coach Gomez for his hard work and due diligence and bringing the prices down and being also a good steward of the expenditures, but also to fill it up with all the state-of-the-art equipment, because our kids do deserve it. And
they do, and I appreciate that. Initially, of course, I was trying to pinch pennies anywhere I can. I hate to spend if we don't need to. And Coach Gomez did a really good job between our first bid and this final bid. This is $106,000 lower than the very first bid we received. So he put in his due diligence and is requesting the appropriate equipment and at a better price than we started with by quite a bit.
That's great. It's great news. And then, for our families and the constituents in this community to see that beautiful building go up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion? Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Hey, not to mention a pretty good discount.
Right. Exactly, Mr. Olivares. Yes, sir.
Second. Okay.
I have a motion by I have a motion by Mr. Mendez. I got a second by Ms. Silva. Ms. Weaver. All in favor? Show of hands. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we go on to action agenda, closed meeting in the accordance of the Texas Government Code Open Meetings Act. The board may move into closed session for the following reasons. Section 551.071 for the purpose of the private consultation with board's attorney on any or all subjects or matters authorized by law. Section 551.074 for the purpose of considering the appointment, employment, evaluation, of reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employees, or to hear complaints or changes against a public officer or employees. 5.1 employment resignations and retirements. 2, discussion and consideration of employment of Ed Downs, fine arts principal. And 3, discussion and consideration of superintendent contract.
Hello.
At this moment, we go into executive session at exactly 6:06 p.m. Thank you. Okay, reconvene back into open session at exactly 7 p.m. 6.2 actions and matters discussed in executive session. 5.1 employment resignations or retirements. Dr. Carmen.
I would recommend to the board that they approve the employment resignations and retirements as discussed in executive session.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
I have a motion by Ms. Garcia. Can I have a second? A second by Mr. Mendez. All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries. Thank you. 5.2, discussion and consideration employment of Ed Downs, fine arts principal. Dr. Carmen.
I believe Mr. Rodriguez is joining us now, but I would recommend to the board that they approve the hiring of Mr. Ray Rodriguez as the next principal for Ed Downs Elementary.
I move that. I move it.
Okay, I have a motion by ML. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Mendez. All in favor by show of hands.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. 5.3, discussion and consideration of superintendent contract. No action at this time. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion by Ms. ML. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Mendez. All in favor, show of hands. Okay, we close this meeting. We close this meeting at exactly 7:01 p.m. Thank you.